At some point, in the subterranean workshop of the anime industry, where caffeine-fueled goblins animate nostalgia into weaponized serotonin, Dragon Ball DAIMA seems to have hit its stride. Not just in a this is good kind of way, but in the kind of way that makes you wonder if the animators have sold their souls, and possibly their furniture, for the sake of a perfect storyboard. With Dragon Ball DAIMA now deep into its run, the series has officially hit its stride. Episode 9, titled Thieves, isn't just a follow-up, it's a statement. After the high-octane action of Tamagami, this episode shifts gears into something more playful, character-focused, and yet no less essential. It's a balancing act of humor, world-building, and tension that proves DAIMA can juggle multiple threads without dropping the ball. The episode opens innocently enough, as these things often do, checking into a hotel. Pansy has a nice cuddly stuffed animal, because apparently they still sell plushies in the demon realm. Pansy gets a nice warm shower, and Goku is busy fighting his greatest nemesis, table manners. After which, it's Goku's turn to get a shower. However, having forgotten that not smelling bad is a societal expectation, Goku mentions that he doesn't have a change of clothes, so Pansy offers him some comfy clothes to sleep in, to which Goku's first response is,
I don't know, I feel kinda weird about wearing pants.
Not those, you dingus!
I mean, fair enough, but let's be honest, if this had been Oolong, he'd have jumped at the opportunity, probably done a twirl, asked for matching socks. This sets the tone, and by tone, I mean the surreal, almost weaponized absurdity Dragon Ball gets away with because it's been around longer than most marriages. The first act is standard Dragon Ball fare on paper. Goku and the gang in an inn, some light comedy, and then bam, demon thieves. But DAIMA doesn't just reheat leftovers. It throws them into a blender, adds a shot of espresso, and smears it all over your eyeballs with relentless energy. One thief is a shapeshifter. Another is a bird? There's even a horse demon? Because why not? At this point, the Demon Realm feels like the fever dream of someone who fell asleep watching Pan's Labyrinth and Looney Tunes simultaneously. The ensuing fight is scrappy, aerial, and kinetic. Not high stakes, but packed with enough personality to count. Goku doesn't even bother to go Super Saiyan, choosing instead to throw hands in what is effectively interdimensional sleepwear. There's a childlike joy to it, until Glorio turns up and uses his lightning whip like he's auditioning for BDSM Pokemon. The thieves go flying like Team Rocket, and we're reminded that DAIMA knows how to pace chaos without exhausting us, miraculously. Vegeta and the B-Team are now dealing with the same plot device that Goku and the gang had to go through a few episodes prior. Because more transportation trouble! Isn't that hilarious? Cut to a flashback from the previous day where Vegeta casually beats up some randos at a nightclub, with its neon lighting pulsing like a sentient migraine. Jokes aside, not only is it cool to finally see Vegeta doing something in the scene, all 30 glorious seconds of it, is some of the most unique visual work the franchise has ever experimented with. The whole thing glows with a sort of radioactive cyberpunk aesthetic, like someone dipped the animation cells in LSD. Not an uncommon thing to see in anime nowadays, but new for Dragon Ball. The next day, those same nightclub thugs come swaggering back on screen, presumably thinking round 2 might go better. It does not. The Demon Realm's oppressive atmosphere, once a big deal, is now just a mildly annoying inconvenience, like slow Wi-Fi or neckbeards. Vegeta and Piccolo proceed to dismantle them with all the enthusiasm of someone deleting spam emails, barely breaking a sweat as they scatter demon entrails across the forest like goth confetti. Okay, it's not that violent, but sometimes you gotta embellish a little. But amid the smooth choreography and gratifying crunch of demon bone, something deeply cursed bubbles up in the art department. Vegeta and Piccolo stop looking like children and start resembling their adult selves, only with huge heads, like they've been cursed with Funko Pop proportions. This kind of animation inconsistency is nothing new in a long-running anime. Sometimes it's budget constraints, sometimes it's deadlines, and sometimes it's just a rogue animator with a god complex and access to caffeine. But it always prompts the same question. What happened here? Were they understaffed? Did the character model sheets get fed into a paper shredder and reassembled by an intern? Was the lead animator struck by divine inspiration or just food poisoning? I'm not even mad, I'm fascinated. I want the Blu-ray commentary track. I want the behind-the-scenes footage. I want to see the animator pause mid-stroke, look at their creation, and whisper, "It is done." Back on the other side of Plot Town, Dr. Arnsu's pet science experiment has coughed up Majin Kuu. He's not bad design-wise, though you can't help but wish he looked a bit more like Majin Buu and less like whatever this is. So yes, episode 9 delivers. It's slick, it's sharp, it's got demons being flung around like rejected stunt doubles from a Cirque du Soleil, and it's even brave enough to ask, What if Vegeta briefly looked like a bobblehead baby cosplaying himself? But just as you're settling into the rhythm, the satisfying punch-ups, the escalating stakes, the synthetic nightclub soaked in radioactive neon and sin, the episode leaves you with a peculiar, lingering sensation. Not confusion, not awe, something else. Something primal. Something whispering from the base of your spine. What if all of this is real? What if somewhere out there in the vast, black chaos of the multiverse, there's a version of reality where Goku never grew up, where pants are optional, and where nightclubs are sentient beings that feed on your deepest insecurities and spit them back at you as trap remixes? What if Dragon Balls are just cosmic metaphors for a collective desire to fix our own deeply broken timelines? And what if Majin Kuu is actually the ghost of your worst decision manifesting in stylish slacks? And what if, just maybe, this whole anime is a documentary broadcast from the future to warn us, not about demons, not about power levels, but something far more terrifying. The rising tide of Funko-headed anime boys and the slow, inescapable erosion of narrative symmetry. Anyway, 9 out of 10. Can't wait for the next one. Bye-bye.